And I've been thinking, and this is not because I want to harm anyone, this is just because I'm sure and scared that there is something going on here that is not right. I have been harmed many times, and I want to do everything I can try to do to make sure that my kids and no kids ever get harmed in the same or similar ways. So, my little son, Weston, is 3 days old, but I have 4 kids in total. My older kids always lived with me. Unfortunately, because of some bad things that happened, they had to go live with their dad almost 6 years ago. When that happened, I started calling them to see them every day, but for some reason, every time I would go over there to see them, they wouldn't be able to come. It wasn't because they were busy, and it wasn't because their dad said no. We don't know why it was. Just something kind of like what just happened with me right now at the gym, driving there and sitting in my car and trying to get out and go and exercise, but not being able to, just sitting in the car. It was something like that. And I know that sounds weird, but that's the best way I can describe it. With that being said, my little son Weston was stolen by some strangers when he was 3 days old. After I was denied housing, you know, the house that you live in where you sleep in, you eat, and you play. I had one too, but someone stole it from me and they threw me outside into the street with no money and no way. And I started calling for help and making these YouTube videos for help and making Instagram videos for help, and help finally came. But it wasn't until after I had Weston and I was in the hospital and Weston was born and I had everything he needed, his clothes, his car seat, his food, his blankets. And they said, Weston isn't going home with you today. We're taking him into child protective services and you'll have a court date and you'll be able to try to plead your case to get him back. And Weston is 2 years old now, and I've never missed a visit. I've gone to every single visit. I've pumped breast milk. I brought the breast milk to him for the first year of his life. I fed him breast milk. I fed him his first fruits and vegetables and everything. I have photos and videos to document the whole thing. But about 3 months ago, they started being very, 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 very bad to me. They started saying inappropriate things, bad things. They said Weston's daddy couldn't come to the visits anymore. So now he has to sit outside or at the lobby while I visit with Weston. They started canceling all of the visits that we needed to make up for the visits that they had already canceled. So I have another phone. And when I park my car, I'm going to show you the proof just in case so that I always have it here forever saved on YouTube. But now they're saying that I'm not responding to them or confirming their visit messages, which isn't true. I always confirm. Even when they don't text me, I confirm. So I'm going to post it up here on YouTube as part of a bunch of other stuff that I've had to prove. When they harm me, when they harass me, when they do bad things to me, I just keep coming here to YouTube because I don't know who else to tell. I tried calling the police, but that didn't work. And I tried calling everyone. And I tried going to the judges and my doctor. I have a doctor who sees me for colds and PTSD, which is when you have bad dreams about something scary happening. And I've been seeing that same doctor for 13 years and I've told everyone, and they haven't been able to figure it out. So now I'm on my way. I'm supposed to see my son 3 times a week until he comes home. They gave me a paper saying that he'll be able to come home in July, and we're right now in April, almost July. That's in 3 months. Just as soon as they gave me the paper to tell me that my son was going to be coming home in July, they started doing a bunch of other bad things to me, sending a lot of bad items in the mail, making fun of me, calling me a lot of names. Bad things. So I just wanted to tell you guys that if you know my kids or you ever see my kids or you ever have a relationship with my children or my grandchildren or any of my family line, I never gave up on my children. I still to this day believe that I can purchase a home and my children can come to live with me and we can have happy lives independently but also together with one another. And I haven't given up, but it's very scary when it feels like other people have more control over your children than you do. And so I try to speak to the kids sometimes on here Sometimes I say, no, it's not for kids. But other times I say, yeah, it is, because I want to explain what's going on. When my kids had to go to live with their father, my younger daughter, she has a different father than my older two children. So if you can imagine, if you're from a household where your mom and dad are still together, you know that you live with your brothers and sisters too. Well, for my kids, they all live together, but with me because I'm their mom. But when we had the divorce and they had to go live with their dad, they had to go with two different houses. So they had to be separated from each other too. So I want to make sure that my kids don't have to be in any sort of harm's way, and they can live happy lives, and all the children. But what's going on now is really bad. The caseworker who's like, if you can imagine having like a police officer whose only job is to tell you when you can see your child, that's what this lady does. Paris. And she lied and said that I have been ignoring text messages or texting at times I'm not supposed to text. And it's not true. And then when I called Xavier's mom, Xavier, can you say hi to the kids? This is for this subject is, I mean, this video is, um, yes, it is acceptable for kids.
It's all ages.
Yeah.
Hello, all ages.
All ages.
I take back what I said in the previous live and all the horrible things I said. I'm sorry.
Thanks. So this curation, which is a word for a curation, is kind of like a play, like live theater. It's when someone is acting something out. We're not acting, but we're being provoked. We're being tricked, is a good word to use. And so we're having responses to what we think is happening, what people are telling us is happening. And a lot of it is bad stuff, scary stuff. And so we're trying to control our responses until we can be sure of what's going on. But there's a lot of really, really scary stuff, right? And sometimes when we can't talk to our kids, or imagine if you couldn't see your mom for a week and you live with your mom. That would be hard, right? That would hurt your feelings. That's what we're talking about here, except it's been 6 years and we don't see a lot of fruits from our efforts, you know? So what they did was failed to confirm the visit on Friday or Thursday. Usually they do it on Thursday. They send a very nice business-like confirmation where they say the name, the date, the child, the parent, and the driver who will be transporting the child. And they send it on Thursday or Friday, and they didn't send it. So I started sending to them on Thursday and Friday, hi, when will I be able to, I want to confirm for Monday for my visit with my son, Weston. And nobody responded. And so I called all the DCFS people, which is that mean cop lady I told you about that gets to control when I see my son. And so I called that lady and all of her bosses, and they all said nothing. They didn't answer the phone, or they said that they would find out and call me back. And that one mean lady said it wasn't even my job to text them to confirm, that I was supposed to wait for them to text me to confirm and then respond. But no one has texted me. And the phone that I'm doing this YouTube on right now, guess what? I have another phone, and that's the phone that they text. And so I'm going to show you that none of them have texted me. So, and this is the third week of this in a row where they're not confirming the visits for Monday. I don't know what to do. And it's not fair, because then now look, it's 10:36 and I didn't even get a chance to stop and get Weston's lunch. I didn't get a chance to exercise. They do things, bad things, to get in your way of doing the things that you need to do to accomplish your goals, to be the person who you want to be. And then they call you greedy and selfish for having those desires in the first place. But we go to school for our entire lives to be taught that we can accomplish great things, and we should never settle, and we should push ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves possible, right? They teach us about the United States Constitution. They teach us about our rights in this country and as humans in general. So I'm having a hard time with it because I'm confused and scared, and I don't want anything bad or harmful like that has happened to me to happen to my children or you guys or any other child or person for that matter. And I feel as though as I communicate with the authority, I don't receive communication back, and it confuses me. So, and then on top of that, Xavier, Weston's dad, is, well, not very accessible to me emotionally right now. And so I feel really, really lonely most of the time. So those are three negative emotions or bad feelings that a person doesn't want to experience: sadness and isolation, confusion, and fear. You guys could just stay with me on my ride in here, just so that I can show you. Yeah. Do you want a piece of gum? Your breath is offensive because of that nasty, nasty smell. He's smoking strawberry, a strawberry, an apple, an apple vape. It smells good a little bit, but afterwards it just makes his breath smell so terrible. And he doesn't want to chew the gum. I know. I didn't get Western food. Okay, great, thank you. All right, so where's my other phone? Okay, so just so that you guys can see, I'm not lying, okay? Here's me for Monday. I mean, this is with the caseworker and the transportation, right? Friday, me. Please confirm for Monday. Gabby will be the driver for Weston's visit, right? To which that nasty lady who gets to control whether or not I see my child says, "Good morning. You don't confirm visit. The agency send message. Please follow visitation rules and hours for messaging." I say, that's not true. You should reinforce your rules from the previous family and team meeting. You wrote, "I must confirm visits 24 hours in advance."
Yeah, it sounds automated.
I said, "I will be there Monday unless I hear different before 9 a.m. tomorrow." No response. Nothing. Here's the other text message stream where they all message. Hold on, I'll show you. I have all of my messages in here. Look. Here's the other one with the other drivers. Nothing. The last message sent Monday, April 6th, parent verbally confirmed. Is there a visit for Monday, please? Because they did not text any confirmation for Thursday or Friday. So they're saying and probably putting in court documents that I'm not confirming yet. I've been to sorry, I forgot this was a kids video. So I went to see the judge because I felt like, hey, maybe the judge can help us. But they said the judge wasn't there. So I'm very confused and very scared. Xavier's not even allowed in the visits anymore. And they asked me if Xavier and I wanted to do with other people. If it's a weird thing that some adults do when some mom sleeps with another dad that's not your dad, and some dad sleeps with another mom that's not your mom. It's called swinging. They asked me if I wanted to do that, and I do not. So we're here. I'm